Dude, I love the hats with the letters on them. It's perfect. Everyone's gonna get that we're the Mario Brothers.
Dude, I just still don't know about the design.
What do you mean you don't like the design?
It's just... You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Hey fellow creators, welcome to Joel Creates.
And today, we're going to be shooting these.
Out of this. But first, let's go back in time. This all started with a surprise visit from my younger brother Charles.
Hey, bro, what you doing there?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh, thanks for getting a jump on that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I had recently found a variety of rocket engines at Goodwill, and we decided to turn them into Nintendo-themed rockets to fire out of our old Super Nintendo Super Scope. The Super Scope is a classic piece of Super Nintendo hardware, and we now had to figure out a way to turn it into an actual rocket launcher. We began our first planning session with a vital discussion of yet another iconic piece of Nintendo hardware.
Power glove? That's that line from The Wizard, you know, when that kid's putting on the glove for the first time. God, what is it?
Turn your head and cough.
Not quite. But he's like, I love feeling the power of the game in my hands.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Not to change the subject at all.
Can we still do the whatchamacallit pipe going at the back? Like the little
Yeah.
Mario pipe?
Yeah.
Cool, and then you just like put it in the back of there.
Put it in the back.
So we need 4/4 pine.
We'll go out, we'll get the materials we need, we'll come back.
Basically, urgent blowout.
Urgent blowout?
That sounds like something that
Sounds like a
has
personal
medical
problem.
emergency. Are
Yeah.
they even open?
Yeah, it's really thick. It'll probably work.
Yeah, I could cut that off. It's right there, and then...
But it needs to be rounded. There's sort of two caps just in case.
It's always fun when you're just like walking down the street with one of these in your hand, and you're just like, doop-a-doop-a-doop, don't worry about me.
What you do with this is you gotta walk with it kind of like tucked up in your sleeve, and then you just walk in like, let it drop slowly. Oh, they got the long one.
Oh, hey, Joel, what's up?
Hey, it just keeps getting longer. All right, well, we need wood. Poplar lightweight.
It's extraordinarily lightweight.
Oh, let's do poplar. Do you know the override code?
Don't poke the saw blade. I learned that one the hard way.
I bet you we could crack the code.
You don't think you can do it.
We could crack the code in time.
You can watch him do it and never have to do it this again.
That's a good point.
Let's do that.
2 hours later.
Paint primer. Let's see what kind of sheen this is. This is
Satin?
That's pretty good.
Satin might be good.
No.
You brought the paper bag, right?
With supplies in hand, we headed back to my workshop and began the disassembly and modification of the Super Scope. We needed to cut out the internal structure of the Super Scope to make room for the PVC pipe that would become the barrel of the rocket launcher.
That's good too, totally like that. Oh yeah, this is lining up pretty good with like the barrel of the gun. Just kind of coming straight in. We have it cut down. I mean, I think with a little more modification in this case, I'll definitely be able to hold it. I wish you could just like pull it back or something and just like
rack it. Yeah, oh, that would be.
That's so much work.
Yeah, well, and with the fins they'd be so long that they wouldn't.
Maybe we'll get a Super Scope again next time to redo this project.
In order to make loading easier, our design had the pipe sticking out of the back. We decided to modify a PVC cap and paint the pipe to look like a Mario pipe in keeping with our theme. I rewired the top fire button into a simple circuit that passes 9 volts through 2 alligator clips when it's pressed. These would be clipped to the igniters inserted into each rocket we launched. With the launcher built, it was time to build the rockets. I designed the rockets to look like Bullet Bill from the Mario games, and each was made up of several CNC cut components. The first component is the rounded cap. I started by cutting holes in the back of the poplar board to mount them to the engines, then flipping it and cutting the dome shapes on the top. I then cut a bunch of cylinders for the bodies, with holes in the middle for the engines. Next, I cut the back segments out of acrylic, with notches around the center hole for accommodating fins. I made a bunch of different fin designs out of acrylic. These These are inserted into the back notches. I'm not sure if they're going to do much for stability, but they do look cool. For the larger rocket engines, I basically just glued the caps to the tops. These will fly terribly and will probably be super dangerous. I gave everything but the fins a base coat of black paint. Since we needed a target for this rocket launcher, I cut a 4-foot by 4-foot Bowser out of 1/2-inch foamular board. The next step was to have my wife and sister hand paint all the Bullet Bill rockets while I painted the Bowser. With everything made, it was finally time for these Mario Brothers to test our weapon of Nintendo destruction.
Got the big ones, huh?
Yeah, that's all the engine here. That's all the engine. Compared to this one, where that's the engine from right about there to there. So,
What kind of fin styles do we got?
so we have like the small ones. We have ones with no fins whatsoever. We got long fins, and then the one I'm really excited to try. We got the spring-loaded fins. So these will load in like this, and these will pop straight out as soon as I exit the
Awesome.
barrel.
Did you already test fire this on it?
No! It's never been tested. Do you want to take the first shot, bro?
Sure.
Alright, first thing I need to do is probably get safety gear.
No, I shouldn't point this at them, but I kind of want to. Yeah, these are the kind of moral dilemmas they don't teach you about in school. Shoot rockets at your brother.
It's perfect.
Oh, okay. I can't see.
3, 2, 1.
You know, I just realized
What?
I gotta go to the airport tomorrow. I have gunpowder residue all over my hands.
Oh boy, can't wait for some random screening.
Load the rockets.
Pop.
We decided to sit a bit closer, and we actually began hitting our target.
Fire in the hole. Oh yeah. Oh, that was the ticket, Joel. That was the ticket.
Get that on.
Look at that.
Whoop, whoop. Show from the back.
Yeah, that's a clean shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, that's a kill shot, man.
It's a viable weapon. If you're very, very close to your target and you have a lot of time to reload, it's sort of like a musket, but worse. These rocket engines are not very good. That's maybe because I bought them at Goodwill.
Hitting the target was great, but if you ask me, I found the many absolute failures fired by my brother to be quite graceful. Know about you, but for me, maybe because it's my little brother and because it's in retrospect, it's almost more fun watching the rockets get stuck in the death tube. We fired off a few more oddballs before the sun set on our precarious adventure.
That made this thing move. There's enough thrust to make the whole Super Scope move. Thank you for watching me and my brother Charles become the Mario Brothers, build a Mario rocket launcher, and shoot a foam Bowser in the face with bullet bill rockets.
All while being idiots.
Thank you to all the people who donated to me on PayPal recently. Super appreciate it.
Stay tuned for stupidity.
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 Stay tuned